He owned 142 planes, 20 luxury helicopters, 32 yachts, and was once dubbed the King of Cocaine. He was the feared leader of the ultra-powerful Medellin cartel that had access to some of the biggest mansions in Colombia, and after earning $400 million a week, he once had an estimated net worth of $30 billion. Today, Vidello Productions takes a look at 14 expensive things previously owned by Pablo Escobar. Number 14. Hacienda Nápoles. Located approximately 150 kilometers east of Medellin and 249 kilometers north of Bogota, Hacienda Nápoles was the main estate and home of Pablo Escobar. The estate covers roughly 20 kilometers squared and included a Spanish colonial house, a sculpture park, and a complete zoo that included many kinds of animals. The ranch also includes a private airport, a bull ring, and even a kart racing track, with one of the drug lord's first smuggling planes fixed atop the entrance gate. Since 2014, a Jurassic Park-style theme park has been set up on the site, which is now valued at around $2.3 million, with a water park, a guided safari attraction, and several aquariums. Escobar kept 4 hippos in a private menagerie at Hacienda Nápoles, however these have now escaped, breeding and spreading to nearby rivers. Number 13. La Catedral. Costing millions to build, it's thought this cartel hideaway prison cost millions and was designed to protect Pablo Escobar from assassination. Built to the exact specifications and ordered by the Medellin cartel leader Pablo Escobar under a 1991 surrender agreement with the Colombian government, this prison was home to Escobar and many of his associates for 1 year and 1 month. The prison was nicknamed Hotel Escobar and Club Medellin due to the lavish facilities that were installed to keep the inmates entertained. Features included a football pitch, giant dollhouse, bar, jacuzzi and waterfall, with a large telescope installed for Escobar to see his daughter while talking on the phone. The prison had its own catering facilities, guards hired by Escobar himself, a helicopter landing pad, and numerous bedrooms and cocaine storage areas. A large weapons cache hid under a tunnel to the rear of the prison that led to the other side of the mountain. Today, a chapel, library, cafeteria, guest house for religious pilgrimages, workshops, and a memorial to victims of the cartel stand on the site, built by a group of Benedictine monks who now live in the area. Number 12. Miami home. Before he was wanted in the United States on drug smuggling charges, Pablo Escobar owned a large home in Miami, Florida. Purchased in 1980 for $765,500, Escobar's former residence was a 7,336 square foot pastel pink mansion that featured a manicured courtyard, custom lighting, and multi-car garage. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls, wrap-around terraces, expansive lounge decks, outdoor kitchen, infinity-edge pool, and soaring palm trees also once sat on the site. Escobar's estate had 4 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms before it was finally seized by US Marshals in 1987. The home was demolished in 2016, however its boat slip and dock still remain, and was once owned by Miami attorney Roger Schindler for $915,000. 2 safes which were found during demolition mysteriously disappeared and were never recovered. Number 11. Mercedes-Benz 600. The first of several classics cars on our list for Pablo Escobar, his Mercedes-Benz 600 was produced between 1963 to 1981 and featured a front-mounted 6.3-litre V8 engine. The car featured sequential fuel injection, Bosch injection pump, 4-speed, automatic transmission, and recirculating ball steering that was power assisted. There is a top speed of 155 miles per hour, a 0 to 60 speed of 4 seconds, and while the manufacturer suggests a retail price of $192,000, some modified models have sold for close to $3 million. Number 10. Abandoned Caribbean estate. Once a lavish party home for the Medellin cartel, this archipelago of small islands are hidden amid the tropical forest in the Caribbean Sea. The decaying ruins of the Cocaine King's luxurious island party home can be seen everywhere, and several other homes are also dotted about, one even made out of coral lifted from the seabed. Now home to about 800,000 islanders, his secret party home on La Isla Grande featured a mansion, waterfront apartments, a palm court, enormous swimming pool, and helicopter landing pad. The complex had more than 300 rooms for guests, partygoers, and cartel members, even featuring gold shower heads in the bathrooms. A 30-foot luxury speedboat was docked at the private marina, and the whole island was described by a magazine as a strip from Miami's South Beach. Number 9. Porsche 356. When it comes to such a car as the Porsche 356, who would not want to own one? The 356 was an early model from Porsche, making this a coveted item, and one not many people at the time could afford. Having a Porsche 356 as part of your personal collection just speaks volumes of a person's status and wealth. Today you can pick one up a tad cheaper at roughly $20,000 to $30,000. Number 8. Norman's Cay Island. Another island that was once owned by Pablo Escobar and the cartel as a whole was Norman's Cay Island, used mainly as a drug running point to ship cocaine into the United States. The island was also the secret party place of famous drug smuggler Carlos Leda, Pablo Escobar's man in charge of smuggling. The island had its own 3,300-foot airstrip along with a massive amount of security including armed guards, attack dogs, and its own personal radar system to warn of unauthorized landings. The island had its own nightclub, hotel, swimming pool, private dock, and numerous golden sandy beaches where parties happened 24/7. The island is littered with the remains of aircraft that were used by the cartel, dumped literally because it was cheaper to leave them and buy new aircraft. Number 7. The MK-3669X plane. Escobar had many planes and helicopters in his collection. One such plane was the MK-3669X, several of which can be seen rotting in different places after Escobar's business ended. The planes had a larger than average hold capacity, meaning it was much more economical for cartel use than some of the smaller planes Leda originally used. After Escobar was declared the 7th richest man in the world in 1987, some of the other planes in his collection include the DC-3 at a cost of $200,000, several TBM 700s, each costing around $1.3 million, and his own personal Learjet, and the first plane to transport drugs, a Piper Super Club. Number 6. Mercedes S600 Pullman. Along with his Mercedes 600, Pablo Escobar also had a 1972 Pullman version of the car, with both a longer wheelbase and extra security. Only 304 of these were ever built, with several featuring a convertible top over the rear passenger compartment. His car was so famous that when Escobar's Pullman was destroyed in an accident, he chose to keep the wreckage around just to show off. Number 5. The Piranha Boat. One of his private speedboats, it was mainly used for the purpose of transferring him from boat to land, or vice versa. Named La Piranha, or in English, the Piranha, it was also fast and could easily outrun some of the smaller police boats being used at the time. Today, the remains of the boat sit on his decaying estate, a public showpiece of a once great empire. Number 4. 1930s Cadillac. While it's currently unclear whether he actually bought or purchased this model, Pablo Escobar certainly had great taste when it came to classic cars. One of the reasons he acquired this car was to look like famous mobster Al Capone, and his Cadillac V16 was distinguished by its pioneering V16 engine. Only 4,076 were ever constructed during its 11 years before World War II effectively ended production. However, at that time prices were cheap at just $7,125. It's thought that Pablo would probably have paid close to $100,000 for one in 1980, and today roughly $169,000. Number 3. The Simca 1000. With origins lying in Italy, Pablo's Simca 1000 was a small, rear-engined four-door saloon which was manufactured by the French automaker Simca in 1961 to 1978. The fuel tank was located in the rear, behind the rear passenger seat, while the interior was considered surprisingly spacious for such a small vehicle. The Simca 1000 had its spare wheel stowed vertically in the front luggage compartment, and the car proved popular in France, with over 154,282 being produced in 1962 alone. Number 2. Military plane. As part of his massive drug empire, Pablo Escobar also once owned a small number of military aircraft, which he used on more secretive operations. According to the Brazilian government, one plane was landed by Escobar and abandoned, where it still sits to this day. Number 1. Edificio Monaco. Now demolished by the Colombian government, Escobar's once luxury home in the centre of the city was once called the Monaco Building. His wife and son stayed in one of the 12 apartments, and the building featured 2 swimming pools, a tennis court, a panic room vault, and 34 parking spaces. The building was targeted by a car bomb in January 1988 at the beginning of the deadly feud between the Medellin and Cali drug cartels. Located in Medellin's Pobledo district, the home eventually became a tourist attraction after his death, along with the rooftop where he died. As a bonus for reaching the end of the video, we thought you would like to see a couple of other things owned by the famed King of Cocaine. Over his many years as leader of the Medellin cartel, he purchased a Harley-Davidson motorbike, numerous jet skis, 2 submarines, 15 helicopters, 32 yachts, a hospital, several soccer stadiums, churches and a park. He was nicknamed the local Robin Hood by the poorest people of the city, and he later created a barrio which still survives to this day. Thanks for watching our video on 14 expensive things previously owned by Pablo Escobar. Please throw a like on the video to support the ongoing series, comment down below if you think I missed anything, and subscribe for more top list videos coming soon.